won versus them. Meanwhile, Alliance lost yesterday versus that Arc Warden twice in a row. I don't know if you can judge by that, because Navi is a team that's completely fresh. Like we said, no members, Dandy left as well, and even this lineup that they had for a year or so kind of fell apart maybe a month ago. Been on the lookout, they found some new players, Immersion is there, Young G is there, and this is a completely different stack right now.
Well, I'm a big fan of Young G. I think we saw him on the Ember Spirit when he was playing against EG. Love that. I hope to get some more Ember Spirit, but you know what? To get an Ember Spirit, you have to draft. To draft, you have to be in the drafting pantheon. That's where we're heading right now, so let's get ready for the first series of the day, NAVI versus Alliance.
Dire must choose. Radiant's turn to pick.
Oracle.
Welcome to the Pantheon of Heroes. Now we have summoned the greatest warriors for, of course, the classic, as they call it. I am the Emperor of the Pantheon, and with my wonderful analysts, I will tell you things. Come here, boy.
God help me.
Dota, boy.
The Dota is good.
What do you think they will drown?
You touched me.
Disinfect your hands!
I don't have any spray here.
Anyway, Alliance versus Navi. What will happen? What heroes will summon T-Governor and Fog?
Hopefully not Arc Warden for Alliance's sake.
Yeah, 4 losses in a row to Arc Warden.
4 losses to Arc Warden? Will he be summoned? Let's find out in the Hall of Heroes!
How did he start as Emperor and somehow became... I don't know
what happened. I've lost the character.
He has swapped character very quickly.
Character's gone. Welcome to the draft. Walk and Oracle. 2 very thematic heroes to this character.
Yes.
Yeah, honorable Sir.
You actually look like Portala a little.
Thank you.
Just a little, yeah. Nice little.
Oh, serious point.
Thank you. Yeah, it's the fact that Navi actually doesn't really play the Arc Warden, so means aside they have lost their last 2 series due to the Arc Warden. Apparently, Navi doesn't replay.
It is Dire's van. It is Radiant's van. It is Dire's van. Ten seconds.
like first 15 minutes they're gonna have damage, but they just have 0 damage out of their toolkit. So Alchemist, I feel like this hero might actually start to come back versus those type of lineups. So you can
I think a good example is Viking, for example. Like their lineups are super aggressive, but you always question it, where's the damage coming out?
Yeah.
And it's the same again right now, where this out pick, for example, again with the lineups, if it survives, it just makes such a wall to get over, and you just can't break it most of the time.
Do you remember when they ran Ancient Apparition mid
Oh, good
to
times.
counter the Alchemist? Could we potentially see a return?
Alliance have shown that they are willing to pick.
Zero mid. So
If they want to lose the series quicker, then sure, go for it.
I think AA can break stuff though. I think that hero does break certain things, but it's tough hero to make work, and it's it's not great.
Not
a fan.
Like right now, I'm seeing like Sven still being a very strong hero for Alliance. He naturally is one of the best heroes against Alks, just because once you connect onto him, you just eat through him. Doesn't really have a lot of armor. He needs to get to like AC or Shivers or one of these items later on.
Yeah, they're gonna ban it.
Sven.
Yeah, especially when they have Darkseer as well too,
Yeah,
right? Like it's just a combo. I think the other one I'm looking at is actually a limb specialty. Profit. You're never gonna have to worry about damage in the game. You're always gonna have a way to actually bring him down. The silence is actually good. You have ways to stop upheaval. You have ways to counteract the backlines too.
For Alliance right now, their bans are super important because they've got Ember banned out. That was one of the instrumental reasons why NAVI was able to EG. And I'm thinking like maybe like an Invoke. Well, that quad works naturally does really good against any aggression. You've already shown Dark, so therefore like, it's going to be that double melee run at you. Invoke will hard counter that. It's just what's Alliance's game plan? If they have the DP, then sure they'd be able to plow down out and pressure this out. But it's about rounding out their draft to have that timing.
Yeah. I mean, the Death Prophet looks phenomenal. They have Oracle too. They have like everything surged with the Death Prophet as well, versus like Warlock who doesn't stun, right? Of this, people that won't matter. I mean, it looks really good for them. Yeah, I think they could even force it early, because the matchup. I don't feel like Death Prophet has that many bad matchups anymore, especially with the buffs. Like the Crypt Swarm is actually pretty crazy.
Yeah, it fares pretty well. Even like for you think, oh maybe a Batrider, but Siphon, you
can actually counteract it.
Exactly.
I know it destroyed the matchup actually. So I really like that pick if they're able to get it set up here. Here they're taking out the beef super big cakes.
There's the
you have to ban the Death Prophet. They're listening to us.
Lord,
turn the stream off flags.
Yeah. Oh man, they need other ways to be able to provide damage. So that's the two biggest hard hitters right now that they've actually removed to counter out the Alchemist. So Alliance is gonna have to have something else. Because even the Slark's gone too. So
and this is just a very nice Rubik pick because it sets Pasha for his like the Centaurs, the Omni, these just melee threes that just allows Rubik to have a pretty chill game. Alliance on the other hand, what do we think? I'm thinking Earth Spirit most likely, just because you can potentially go for that. So if you need to against the out, you can still have that early pressure, and you just need to have some type of team fight because against for Clockwork instead.
I think I like Zach a little. It's the same thing, but he can at least give vision, and it'll give easier vision in the back always. Like he'll be able to scout. That was quick.
Yeah,
this is. I mean, it's exactly what they.
Confident.
It's almost. Oh no, it's not exactly. They were drafting against actually a Storm Spirit the other day, but okay. I mean, you don't see a lot of disables already right off the bat, right? Oracle, he just has his little root. Yeah. Clockwork can be a bit annoying if he plays around it with the hook shot of the cog backwards, but it's gonna be some limited disables, and there's a Rubik that they picked the Clockwork into.
It's still the same like fear from Alliance where they might have this early pressure, but they're still going to get to a window of like that mid game where they're going to how are we actually killing things.
They need some crazy damage.
They have Void, which is nice. Classic Nico baby can get on my back, lads. I'm going to carry you through into the late game, but it's still where's your damage? Right now? Like you're running around, you might kill Pac a couple times, but I don't see anything that stops his farm. There's no clean like all right, we're controlling the jungle or we're doing stuff, because they're tied into cooldowns and a lack of early damage, which is perfect for the lack of Alk and Storm.
I feel like Navi's very happy with the setup right now.
The counter argument would be the fact you have Alk and Storm, there's a lot of pressure on Storm, make good early rotation, and that is pretty hard against Darkseid and Void because they're a little bit more elusive.
Do you feel like forced to do that so much though?
Potentially because Alk and Storm both want to maybe retreat to the jungle, so they're awkward amount of just farming needing to happen, no movement. When you make no movement, it amplifies the Darkseid type combos, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So I think
I'm less concerned just because he doesn't have that many, like there's not that many disables he has to worry about. And there's Rubik can bail him out of some situations too. So I think he can they can just play lanes with 4 heroes while Alchemist just chills. We don't know what the 4th hero is still, but Alliance needs some output inside Chronos here. Like their damage is just not there at all. Like I'm not sure what the Limp hero would be for that. I think most are banned.
Like a casual Quap maybe?
Yeah, I mean that could.
perhaps.
Good work. I like the ban from the Omni, but that's nice.
What about Skywrath Mage?
No.
No.
Your face?
Terrible.
Oh no.
You can't see him, but
The thing is that they need to hit a couple different fronts because right now they have like no physical damage either. Right? It's like all magic damage in their draft. So this timing of Alchemist, if he gets Radiance BKB, I don't know how they bring him down at all. Like they have to have something that's provided from Limp.
it could be just like a casual Lina type situation where you just do really well against the Storm. You can pressure the tower. When Storm wants to go to jungle camp, tower pressure, you can always move in with the clock. You're covered from the void and all these 3 melees, but it's still, I hate saying Lina again, Storm in the game, it's like it never feels good, but if they play well, it could be really good.
Yeah, I feel like your co-ops, I mean, I'm seeing the Furion ban screaming Queen Pain, right?
Yeah,
but
for
like
sure.
there are some limited disables on Navi too, right? They have Vortex and they have Lip, which can be annoying for co-op, but
Could be like a Leshrac as well. You have the Oracle pairing as well. Darkseer. It's another very strong.
And then Eve's Edict. Edict is actually there, like some physical way to take towers, because that's what I'm worried about, right? There's no objective taking, and they have pretty much 0 physical damage at all in their draft. So
Yeah, I think the co-op are pretty big. Or whatever they say on third, and then we can just claim that we're thinking.
just thinking through Limp heroes, because he usually doesn't stray too far outside of his box,
10 seconds.
and they're pretty low on time too.
They do A too greedy.
That's what I was thinking, but that's like, I feel like that's really greedy if they do the TA. It's gonna be the Queen. Okay, yeah. I think that's the last one.
Yeah.
Good damage in Chrono, decent lane, some sort of limited disables in a way. Alchemist, I mean, they're gonna start building up those disables, but can be active, make space.
So now I'm thinking
10 seconds.
any Brewmaster as well, pretty good. You pretty much have a 4 protect 1 type combo. Casual Brew, Tornado the Void, or if you go, the rest of the heroes get full pretty easily.
Pasha as well.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I think they're my 2. I'm leaning towards Real Centaur.
I mean, Centaur is just the cleanest one, but it is versus Void.
They could go even. Is Void Spirit still available? He's played that a couple of times. Nightstalker.
Oh, that's really good. Oh my god, versus double mobility cores. That is a really I actually love that.
But again, it is still a hero that they now have 3 cores that they need a little bit of time to come online, and they have like later timings where if this clock pops off, makes strong rotations. If the clock has a good time, Navi could be punished, but Navi eventually are just very, very scary.
I actually really like this pick. Gives you such good vision, great ways into the back. Silence versus Void Pop.
Enough now. The oracles have predicted the odds. 274 139. Do you agree, my counsel?
After draft, no.
Oh yeah, I think it's a little bit Alliance favored, or maybe it's the whole Arc Warden factor, right? Like,
Interesting. Come here, T-Gov. Come close. I have something of utmost importance to whisper to you. Close. Even closer.
Watch out, he'll grab you very
Even
aggressively.
closer. The game is about to begin, my brothers. We must travel to the Grand Casting Arena, T-Governor, and we must watch a game like the classical. And now, I bite him.
Thank you very much, Slacks. Navi vs Lions, somebody picks for it with Kyle for this one. Kyle, we've just, I don't know what we've just seen. Other than that, there was the draft going on.
Certainly was.
What do you reckon? We're seeing sort of the Void coming out. We've got that finisher at the quad for Alliance. The panel there seems like what Navi was doing in response to this, though.
Yeah, I did too. I feel like it was very odd. Alliance was willing to pick Void. Void into the it's just a little question. I think that obviously have an advantage. I think the mid-game team fight's going to be nuts. Okay. But Alliance have clockwork. I don't know. I honestly don't see their win condition. But I've been wrong times before.
Sure. And what is sort of your biggest concern with Alliance? Is it just
damage?
It's the damage.
It's just
like WAP isn't enough with Void. You don't think that sort of finisher from Lim, having him on this high level of burst early on? That's just
you've got Alchemist and you've got a Night Stalker. Going to be very durable into the mid game. Storm's going to be tough to take out, and then you have Darkseer with no real like vac stun combo, and Quap is more of this burst damage carry when I think that they're missing sustained damage in the Chronosphere.
Okay. And if that, you know, if that's the case, you know, if you're Alliance and you've gone for this draft, is there something else that the draft does so well that the lack of damage doesn't matter? Like, is there another thing that they've sort of drafted towards? You know, at the end of the day, it's not who does the most damage, it's who defeats the enemy Ancient.
Sure. It's just going to be a matter, I think, of out-scaling the Alchemist. I think people traditionally have a misread where they try and, like, you know, deny the Radiance, and, like, play super aggressive. Alliance don't necessarily have a draft that can do that.
So you think they're going to go for the super late hyper carry Void?
I think it's you go one of the two options.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because when I start saying things, I realize that actually what I should say is the opposite of what I'm saying. Alliance do have a draft. That can take the lead in the early game because they can play aggressively with the Darkseer. In theory, we've seen this Void build change how. So yesterday, a couple Mask of Madness straight into BKB. That could be something, and you just play really aggressive with this Darkseer clock combo. The trouble with the Alliance's lineup is just their ability to take objectives. It's going to be tough for them to collect kills and take towers if they don't have big duos rotating down. And the Oracle doesn't have this really tanky play around. Or anything. It's quite nice against the Warlock because you can dispel the Fatal Bonds and the heal.
Yeah, which is going to be very important, yeah. And then fights. And as you said, you know, one of the builds being Master Madness BKB if you want to play fast on the Void. When you have something like Oracle and you still want to play fast, can you, like, do you still want getting the BKB earlier, or can you afford to go for a sort of a damage item instead of BKB if you want to play earlier?
There's a lot of different. I'm honestly not sure. I've seen so many different builds on the Void over time. I think the Alchemist build is going to be more relevant simply because I've seen people go like Radiance, the BKB. We still see the Blink sometimes. I think after the Heart nerf, we don't see that as often.
No.
Pretty decent Manta game in theory. But you gotta be cautious about stacking too many auras on because if it's vac walled at any point, then suddenly he's just effectively giving his hero over to Alliance to utilize, which should be his own squad's downfall.
With the fate of the universe and the
See what's the lanes. The side start off with the Pash, of course, taking it to the top of the Night Stalker. See this probably. Head down to the Alchemist. They're not going to want to look that Alchemist alone, as Alliance will be looking to bully him in lane. So, this mid lane matchup, Young G on the Storm against the Queen of Pain. A lane where we matched Lim at the start, you're going to be able to harass the Storm, right? It's at the point where Young G puts back. He'll still be able to farm counts.
Young G did a really nice job. You got to win the block in this matchup. If Flop takes it, it's near impossible to play the lane for Storm for the first couple of waves. But he did pretty well, so now it's just last more.
And interesting as well that we see he still takes the screen. Even against a hero that you will have opportunities to dagger, just because you have to secure your CS.
Yeah, because it's more about the pushing of the lane. Because Storm gets control, if you still Q and Storm gets just starts pushing the lane into you, you can hit under tower and you can't effectively last hit and while also trading with the Storm. So instead, Limp now he's got control on his hill instead of having a push to his own tower.
Nice, yeah. You can see that, and now that it's going to be a harassment, and we'll see how you use it to play again.
I hope we did in the D2 match today. The qual went 1-0-2, ended up getting angry. That was entertaining. No one can really rotate on the side of NAVI this early on, however. It's mostly Pasha making moves, I'd imagine, once the night hits.
I imagine on these side lanes, is the Lions getting what they wanted, right? Nico Baby down in, having to farm underneath the pressure of his offlane Night Stalker.
Honestly, not really sure. Night Stalker isn't the greatest in lane until he hits nighttime. The base damage, as you can see, 70 level 2 is pretty impressive. I think it's more about putting the clock in this lane. You prefer to have clock safe lane, and you're also in a scenario where you can run on both enemy heroes. But I always do feel a little worrisome when I see a Darkseer safe lane, just because you're not applying pressure as well. And oftentimes it allows the enemy side to just leave one hero in their own off lane and free farm anyway.
Because what, with this setup, you feel like Crystallize, he's not going to be too fast against this lane? He's still going to be able to farm pretty freely down here?
I imagine Void will win the lane, but I don't think it's going to be too bad.
Because, especially having the Warlock backup, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's just going to be hitting creeps. Not a lot that Alliance can do to slow him down with that lane setup.
Already a brace from Pache. He's going to be just fine up top. Young G doing quite well in mid lane as well. Off to a good start. It's very important when the first few waves this storm get the bottle up AP.
Nice damn bot. Crystallize getting very low. Elias will get him with the Shadow Word. Those bashes nearly doing it there. Lives will be set. Stick around. Nico may be taking a fair bit there for the failed bonds. Will be removed from it. Mid lane. Team for 5 against 10 before Young G keeping slightly ahead, but it is looks going to have. He did get that regen fairy. It's going to be fine. Top lane S Hanskin trying to get onto immersion. To penetrate further.
Yeah, a stat laning phase should favor Navi in theory. Alliance are the ones with the pressure to make plays around the map, but they're doing pretty solid in all 3 lanes. I think the key is that Crystallize isn't off to the greatest. They've already been forced to blow a little extra gold on regen as well. So, yeah, that makes sense. After the changes, I think Alk's one of those heroes that just sees so much more value now if he picks it up.
Let's see. 4-minute rune not going to be able to be looked towards from Navi with Young G, as he did have to spend this time back to base. Can't stop this. Limp's just going to be able to grab it. Of course, he himself not having his own bottle yet to spend quite a bit more on regen, getting out of the lane. Those mangoes, making sure that he could keep this consistent spam up against Young G, which has certainly paid off. This is Young G back to the jungle.
Yeah, he did a really good job pushing him out of lane. He got that really early bottle. Limp forced him so hard that he had to back off, and the Alliance just heads up. You gotta control the route against Storm that gets early bottle. If he were to take that DD, he just goes right back to mid. He can contest it again. Oh, hang on.
He's going to jump in aggressively onto Young G. There's going to be CPs coming across. Young G starting to play back to Limp. Immersion. Can they get? They can. What was that blink, Kyle?
Everywhere.
I don't know.
He just gave up first blood. After winning the lane cut, he was winning the lane.
But so like I feel bad for Limp there because you can see him immediately regret his blink. Sure. He's like, he goes in, Qs, the stream's like, wait, this isn't good. Immersion actually has time to TP in. Just heads up by Young G, you know, make an aggressive play. You can't ask a young kid from the CIS if he wants to go toe to toe. He'll always take the fight. At nighttime now, so Pasta is going to be out to a speedy recovery. I can't believe that happened.
Yeah, I mean, Limp, that just sort of shakes it up a bit, and Young G is
I was about to praise him. I was about to praise him. He went to the S4 School of Mid, you know, just control the hit. I was about to say he's doing great because you don't need to go kill the Storm. You just keep the lane on your hill. G was about to go walk over to another camp. He can't even enter the lane, and then you blink it.
Yeah, no, Limp's gonna be, he's gonna be kicking himself for that one. He's gonna, you know, as you said, you could feel the regret, right, as soon as that blink had ended.
Crystallize now much tankier. He's got 5 HP and effectively permanent Q if he's able to use his full ring charge.
Regeneration.
Immersion. And he's gonna be able to stop Limp from that regen. And in the Young G, he's got past the big game where he's going to be hitting the 6 off this wave. Bottom lane, pressure from Alliance on Crystallize, bringing him down low with the Purifying Flame nukes, and FNG and Nico, baby, they have it.
Yeah, really nice job. Nico, that Orb of Venom is instrumental in finding the kill, and FNG doing a good job to just basically spam damage. Caught Ilias sleeping, he was over about the pull, and Alchemist was all by his lonesome. Yeah, top lane. Pretty much a trade. This again is the downside of safe lane Darkseer, because you're just handing farm to the enemy offlaner, oftentimes who the more effective use of it, because the Darkseer, you're always going to get creeps. Right here he is just taking a hard and stack, no problem. But Pachi just gets to freely last under tower, which means he'll have a very quick upgrade to his boots, maybe a or 9, whatever he chooses. 4G. Oh,
so they can get S. Again in Vortex, dragging him back. Comes to a lift up telekinesis. I'll try and get that kill the way of the Storm. Gonna be the case though, Patrick.
Wait, what?
She getting the last hit on it, bottom.
Oh, it's gonna put him on the cliff.
And he's up there. Gonna get the space to kill off Ilias with the Chris out. It will. Alliance.
What?
We'll be able to find the lot and crystallize. He's still more down.
What?
And his TP's on cooldown. His TP's on cooldown for 40 seconds.
Just leave him there.
I was going to say it would be more kill him. Just leave him. Lim is going to one kill. Vision, he's 3 every second. There we have it. Youngji's going to come in with the counter play there. Looks towards FNG. I'll take the kill on Oracle in return.
We're only 7.5 minutes. This is one of the strangest games of Dota I have seen all 20.
First game of the day.
It's El Clasico. This is what we've come to expect. You know, these squads have been going at it all the way back to what? TI2, TI3.
There's another freebie for Youngji. He's doing the burst. They've got the Fatal Bonds out. Well, Hands down. I mean, Youngji
Blew it.
You know, feeling the heat in the landing stage where Limp was applying good pressure early on. He's come right back into the game now. He's top of net worth, 3-0-1 on this Storm. At 8 minutes, he's finding so much action. For the most part, Alliance is bringing it over his half of the map.
I'd say so far so good for Alliance. They have thoroughly dumpstered Crystallize. He is barely ahead of his Rubik net worth, and he's forced off to just jungle hard camp stacks he's made for himself. This is very much not the game that Navi expected. But to your point, yeah, Youngji ahead, Pasha ahead. I mean, these heroes are more important.
Because, I mean, these heroes, the pressure they're going to be able to apply, should it be enough to get space for this Alchemist in this sort of game? And there we have it. Hands with the start.
On purpose.
See them. Bottom. NAVI making a move onto FNG. And more Void will do it. Passion just trying to find it. He doesn't want to even waste the mana. Doesn't need to. Chases him down. Night time.
Oh, nice. The Arcane, the ring for the Storm. The best, I believe, second highest win rate of all neutral items in Dota 2.
Yeah, anytime you get it on the cores, it just feels amazing.
So bro, it's a half a mana ring, 10 in, 3 armor.
It was 8 in. 10.
It was before.
It's 8 in. Is it 8?
Arcane hover over the Arcane ring.
Is it plus 8 in or 10 in?
I think it's 10. Hang on.
Go on to Lim. Now he's gone.
Jeez.
Couldn't get the blink off. He couldn't get the blink off there. Pasha has the little animation with the void. The blink took too long to get off. Over here, Pasha, he's going to be able to fly his way out. And Youngji, he's going to zip straight in. He's strong enough. He's got the pulls back handscan. Youngji, is he going to go down here? Is Edos trying to chase him out? But Ilias offering up the Shadow Word heal. Young's going to be fine. He's starting to pull up as well. So he's got that extra bit of mana. He's able to chase it onto us. Taking down another Pasha. Lift up as well onto a bench. Navi, they're getting so many kills again. It's like the Alliance fast food service. They're just delivering all this food to Navi's half of the map. They're cleaning it up. It's 9-3 now, 2k lead. I feel like Alliance has just got to slow down a bit. I mean, you said they wanted to play fast, and they kind of need to. Yeah. But it's like they're just forcing it a little too much at the moment.
It's just making plays that, you know, it's a Darkseer plus a clock. If you're going to make this maneuver, Limp has to be alive. Limp has to be ready to rotate. And once he goes down, you can't get caught behind enemy lines. Like, they have Quap Bolt ready. They want to make this move. In fact, I think they try it again. It's just going to be a little better. I mean, it's for a Vanguard, which shocks me because I would have expected a really fast Helm of the Dominator, something to get active early on, or something that has the ability to help his team offensively. But even later on, a Crimson Guard isn't going to be super effective.
What do you think? What's he seen in the Navi that's made him say that this is the preferable item to go first? Just honestly, this guy.
Somebody's got a frontline, and in a sense, like, has to be S4 here. I just think you do it. Like, mech is so solid for this team at a point as well. And he's got queued up next. Just a very expensive item to rush like this. It's 11.5 minutes in here. That's not going to allow him to apply too much offensive pressure. Ultimately, he's trying to match damage, not right clicks right now. And Youngji's off to it.
I mean, he's 4-0-3 at 11 minutes. This is one of those just incredible Storm starts to a game.
Iron Talon crystallized. You know, one bright spot the Alliance, if you look at the out, he's not really having the greatest game. Sure, top of the network.
I mean, he's catching up there. He was down in the bottom half. Time is passing.
Have seen him up games though. He's running away with it, and this is still very much, you know, in control. If Alliance can contest this upcoming stack here, could be huge for them, but to make it happen fast.
And we have a Youngji. He's going to look for Hanskin. Hanskin has got the 6, so can straight back in. Nico. will be enough lockdown to punish him. See the chase. He's from what immersion was it? There's potential plays for NAVI to come out with. And it's Sparks, the bash has come out, lift up. Let's hope the program, the column, the dog comes crashing, but we'll take out the Rubik. Jump over from Nico back to safety. I think he'll would offer Dispel as Pasha. He's going to focus down the Oracle, stay on top of FNG, take him out. See what Pasha wants to look for next. Blinking away. Can Pasha still get in a little low on the HP, so won't be able to chase them any further. But this round, they're able to get the clean pick on Storm Spirit.
Yeah, they needed that. And there's the benefit of the Vanguard, right? Because that's for ran, and there's not a damn thing Navi can target if they don't have him isolated or a bunch of skills up, especially if Storm's dead.
A good amount of straight up HP and regen.
Yeah. They got the Golem usage too, so an Alliance now in a decent position, maybe looking to push a tower here. But again, they have a pretty significant lack of structure damage. This is easier said than done. FNG rapidly approaching.
Handscape found a catch, and it's a big one. Crystallize. He's here in the jungle. They found him. They're chasing him, and they've got him. Another important kill on the Alchemist. Continue to keep his game, position.
His game is like, I can't believe how bad his last game is right now, Owen. Like this does not feel like it's an Alchemist. This is just a typical carry performance in terms of net worth generated. And he's not really applied any offensive pressure. Like, he's just been farming his own safe side of the jungle for 5-6 months now.
And Alliance getting this tower. It will not be held onto by NAVI. Nico Baby getting the last touch.
Yeah.
More money to face this void as Nico Baby now. He's holding that lead.
He's going for the build, Mask BKB.
You like it safe and fast?
I like this decision. I think you go this MOM BKB MKB build, and you just hit this really significant power spike every time you pick up your next big item. And it also makes it a lot easier to do Roche because you have the ability to tank for your side, which is something Alliance probably want to do in maybe 3 or 4 minutes. Hanskin has hook up again, and they're chrono 20.
Eager to know the Dire.
Catching on the FNG starting in the trees. He's going to see Pash. Lim's going to jump forward. Silence is out. They're going to keep in with the face forward as Nico Baby has ashes.
Yeah. The downside of NAVI lineup is that none of their heroes actually want to play Dota yet. You know, Young G has been incredibly active, but it's time of the game where he just wants to finish his Orchid camps. Alchemist has no intention of participating, and your night, I mean, it's daytime. Soon will be night, but Pasha can't really make plays all of them.
Just being on the Orchid. He's got the first Oblivion done. That's still a decent bit of timing that he's going to need. Nico Baby and they're waiting on the high ground. Nico Baby's sticker for this one. He's dropping the chrono. It's another opportunity to just slow down that Orchid. 2 times now, they managed to find that move onto the spot. Also getting the catch on Idiots. Alliance, they're really taking this game back over their wing now. 2K lead. These are the moves that you see when they go for sort of draft. Nico Baby, Chrono, pretty much off cooldown. He's straight away looking at opportunities to use it. Catch out the Storm, the Alchemist. If they kill one of these heroes, Alliance is going to be able to keep hold of the game.
It just isn't hero yet. Like, this is the first time I've seen him in a lane in like 4 minutes. His net worth is just not there. Like, the fact that he's even with S4s, 16 minutes, he still has his relic. You usually see like Radiance BKB at this point. Credit to Alliance, they're focused on the hero that mattered. Yeah, we were about a Storm and then started off to a good start, but ultimately they're not game winners.
No. Especially where the Chronosphere, right? You know, still it's going to always be that huge vulnerability of getting Chrono. So you catch this hero in the Chrono, it's a tanky hero. You're not going to suffer and struggle with damage required to kill him.
It reminds me, you know, one of the best. But one of my families, and when there's an Alch in the game, it's an Alch game. And so far, Alliance understand that. Not sure NAVI got the same read because they've yet to really get him involved. The Relic is now finished. When he gets the Radiance online, I'm curious how relevant it'll be in terms of actually being able to take team fights. You know, the Warlock, especially going max Fatal Bonds, it's a significant damage amp. And the Alliance, you know, you're ahead. Do you know how you throw one engagement team fight lineup like Navi's got? You could get in big trouble. Limp specifically has got to be cautious. That's just neat to realize. That AoE silence from Ilias or Pasha during nighttime could just straight be in to kill them.
Dire's top tower
Go, this Tier 1 tower should go down there. Nice effort from Pasha keeping Siege alive. Navi will be able to take themselves something off the map. You see Alliance just all inside Navi jungle, keeping this mid and bottom lane pushed right up the tier 2 towers.
Boots Orchid finished on left, so he's ready to take out enemies if he was able to find him. It's a really nice combo when you have a clock. You want to have some method full locking down whoever he goes for. So this means if he's able to find the Storm or the Night Stalker, he's able to catch them before they can fly away. Who got that Essence thing? Was that Natus?
Oh yeah, it's no. Alliance got it. It's got it.
Got it.
Limp's going to be getting out from South by looks on the quap.
Nice. It's a favorite tier 2 item. Yeah, I mean, that's a great job so far. They're going to take towers.
They're going to be able to go for the 20 output as well with this early tier 2 taking down at 18 minutes. Really speeding up the pace here. Alliance making some excellent map control. And just really limiting the space the Crystallized continues to get where he can be as this Alchemist. And try to find what we can from of course Alliance's half, and that Radiant's nearly done.
It almost feels like his other 2 cores and his root have taken too much space. You see like Arteezy play this out, like the whole squad plays around his need to get as much as possible. Where Navi is kind of playing the standard game of Dota, but Ralk more. He's just now getting the Radiance. It's just so late. They need the fight call. Elliot has the Golem. It's Fatal Bond prepared. They need to get a kill core.
I think catching them coming into the high ground triangle here then. That ward, so they do know Alliance is waiting up there. So got to be very careful now that they're going for this smoke. Very difficult to make a move into Alliance. Well, all bolts are available. BK, as we see on Nico, baby.
Alliance have a more counter-initiated answer. They have only true save support. They have a BKB on the Void, he's target anymore, even with the Orchid up on Young G. They have Chrono, they got the Vac wall. You have a clock coming in at a time. Whereas Navi, you effectively just have to fly your Alchemist in. God forbid he gets gone on. You can't save him. How do you save him?
Yeah, they sort of just throw ults and throw the ball down, but no bonus. I think to stop up at the stock to keep your alive at this stage. There's Alliance coming over. Who they're going to be able to find? Nico Baby's looking for a target. Asher comes in there. We'll get the push over onto Nico Baby. Nico needs to come back up the time. Crystallize. He's trying to fight this, but the ball is down. They'll lift up before they drop down the Golem as well. But Nico Baby is on a fight. He's just going to continue to punch into Crystallize, pushing it away. On the back lines, though, Pasha was able to get in onto FNG, and with the Golem, they kill off Hanskin as well. So Navi this time able to do a good job of sort of ignoring the front line of Nico Baby and just go straight for the back lines. And Nico Baby is still, feeling confident and trying to fight that whole engagement, not able to find an opportunity to use the Chronos for the end of it all. Navi get in, they get 2 kills, they get out, they don't lose anything then.
Choice. That was blind this fight, and hang on. Nico's doing.
Oh my goodness, Baby lifting up the edge. He gets the kill, and more than likely will get out, but before he was just on the edge there, Carl.
Oh yeah, hey, so yeah. I mean, it's a really nice fight. Crystallize, tank the pump. If you want to just one target, it's not worthwhile. And meanwhile, his up 2 points just take out FNG. With no nighttime, Asha's hero. We talked about how he's getting all this farm top lane. He's using it time.
Like I said, they can finish Pasha. Time dilation slow from Nico Baby. A few bashes and they should have this one pretty easily. As Nico Baby up in this man, he's scared of nothing. He will start things on his own accord there. Him against 3 or 4 heroes of Navi. Nearly dying, trapping the Chrono, and then it just resulting in a still kill, but also the opportunity for the rest of Alliance to run over and pick up 2 extra kills on top.
Oh yeah. We forgot to mention the pre-game, but you got to put some respect. Nico Baby's this fight. This was a ban, or they would pick it against Alliance for some time. Hero's been changed a bit since, but still one of their preferred cores. Okay.
Having a Fantastic from Nico. Maybe 4-0-4. They haven't been able to. And even when he plays as deep as he did just there, he's still not getting caught. It's kind of hard to see a situation where Navi are going to be able to kill Nico, baby. It's just he's not playing in a way that he is going to get killed. He's just not dying. He is invincible.
It's great. That would be the threat. You know, when we used to see it played by Miracles, I mean, I guess Alex Carroll, when you get ahead, you can hunt. You've got this radius AC BKB blink that's 20 minutes in. We're at 22 doing a BKB up and crystallized. He's still worried for his own survival. He's not yet at the point where he can think about killing enemy cores, and that's his job. That's his lowest damage dealt on his entire team as we pass 23-minute game time. Awesome stuff by line, so they've done a great job taking hours. That's the key. They've got so much map control now, already control the radiant post.
Absolutely perfect.
Field map shrinking for Navi. Keep in mind, this is a must-win for both teams if they want to make it into the playoff stages of the Immortal League. If Lions or Navi would lose this, they're 100% relegated into the Divine Division. If Navi lose, they go to a must-win match like it's tomorrow.
He's found the big target this time. Crystallize going to his focus. Stolen Chrono comes out, but it's not going to be able to do anything to save that out. As Nico, baby, the Chronos, they just get the job done every time. Storm kill, out kill. And one of the calls down. It's up and up there. Punch back. It's going to try. So hands down will fall as fall getting lifted as the damage to push through the darks here though. Doesn't look like him. As fall runs out the way with Nico, baby, but he jump back to Stitch with the time walk. Again, it just feels like every time Cronus is up, Navi are completely at Alliance's mercy.
And they just have no answers to the BKB on the way. And BKB has no real or doesn't scare at all. And no one on Navi can really talk them there, with the exception of Crystallize, who Nico's really fine chronoing and killing if necessary.
And then Sim, the Vandal's got a quick catch.
Okay.
The party.
I was like, it just feel like the execution from Alliance here, 25 minutes is. I feel like we have seen solid drafts for Alliance totally fall out of favor at this point, but because of how well they're playing with the timings, like this Nico, baby, he's not even briefs when Chronos goes up. He's just in there every single time. Can also grab him. Emotion was able to take the pass for him before it goes down.
Yeah, I mean, mine's just playing great, straight up. BKB on the cores now, and you look at Navi's heroes, they just have nothing for Bellamy. They just run. Young G, he was on such a great start. Look at his power now. He's gonna be off laner. And you know, it's forward back for Yules. It's a good spot. As a sort of, you won't always be progressing. You'd love to be able to get BKB, but just not confident picking up early. You're concerned about your scaling, so you go for the Yule. Oh, hang on. No, that's nothing to it.
Let's see. No time, Pasha. Alliance to grab. You can see already Alliance starting to move over the unit. Nico be leading the way. 26. He is more ready to look for another catch. I mean, they Alliance. Any fight with BKB, and it's going to be a surefire team fight win, as we've seen in every single time it's occurred so far. I think Dagger is done. Crystallize. So a better way to get in, and also alternative to juke out the Chronosphere if you're quick with the reactions. So using it aggressively, it's going to be difficult. You have saves, the sort of a cogs coming out, and of course the big ones from FNG on his Oracle. So if anything Crystallize, he's going to have to look towards on top of that in the fights with the blink concoction. And if he's quick with the Q, he's going to have counterplay to that.
You've got to initiate if you're Navi. You've got to find just 2 kills at the onset. But mind, those 2 cores of Alliance with BKB, they can just turn it around no problem if they get the information necessary. You've got to find. Well, you can't even open up. You 0 him.
That's initiating, able to pick him up with the time warp. That'll do it. And Alive gonna try and maybe find. See Nico maybe looking for an opportunity. Wall is down. When he get the group for a little more, Youngji trying to go into Youngji but he used a lot of his mana for the first time. Put the PKB. Bombs drop down to Hanskin, but Hanskin gonna be saved by FNG. There's a dive back from Lim. Alive, they want to keep this fight going. The deep is down. Crystallizes PKB comes to an end. So does Alive. They'll also be able to take out a merchant that tried in jungle. And you can see, even when not being able to get in it, jump on the short was coming into play, but even without that, they just can't find anything more after committing everything onto the one hero.
Yeah, it's just play with balance. Love the buyback from Liv. Yeah, sure. You know, you only get 2. You just out, and you're gonna get out for free. All Navi has done is no straight up win a team fight off. They can't fight anymore. Occurs a lot. It's just like 2 big arrows. You just walk and crystallize. There's no one who can save. You ancillary support. You can heal a little bit, but that's it. That's dangerous. Like, yeah, that's a very worthy buyback.
Yeah, and absolutely is this game for Navi. Continues to be very, very difficult. You know, despite the numbers of the 16 to 70, only 2 for Alliance. It's not that close as numbers for you. There's an alchemist on the side. If you're down 2k at 20 minutes, your main force and out, you're in a bad place.
Yeah, it just feels like they aren't confident. The strategy is their teams are. When we see, you know, or OG or Secret play this out, like he's got stacks galore. He's got this path of money to follow until he's gotten a item to carry his team. Crystallized felt like he was just on his own. Watching him walk through his own jungle, trying his best to stack one camp spawn. He wasn't just playing after 4.5 minutes. Like it's just near impossible to play. And really for all of Navi at this point, because they're playing around a hero that isn't even strong enough to go toe with one enemy core, let alone both. And yeah, it's on posture too, and you're losing the game. You're down 2k gold. It's really 5 when you save 3.5 on your hero. He's gonna get a cash on the medallion. Very odd game. Very odd game. Bottled. Yep, MKB next. He's just gonna run right for it.
Yeah. You're gonna find. Jump in there, trying to. It's almost just bait a reaction or an initiation from Navi, so it can look to turn it. Full pipe on S4, so. Alliance at this stage with the Aegis, they're very much ready to just try and push to the high ground. As it's hard to really see how much Navi's going to be able to how to defend.
Yes. It's the map control factor. You know, they have so much wave clear, a bigger advantage. I think we've surmised in the draft. You see constantly S4 and playing opposite sides, sort of continuing team around the map, looking to connect and find action for us to connect to. And Navi just desperately taking the loopings. You can see how they're forced to sort of play the corners of the map at times. Alliance just cutting across the middle, no problem, no fear.
Just getting all 3 shoved in Alliance. Preparing for that high ground siege. Nico baby. Oh, is he hunting? It's not going to be able to catch Immersion. Navi do need to make sure that everybody is alive for that defense.
Yeah, very Wings-esque movements, just constantly cut waves. Don't run where the creeps will be. Catch the waves as they come out base and try to find enemy in the tree. And you can see Alliance just sort of keeping Navi in the crease. Game not over by any means. You know, one big team fight for a Warlock out. You can just see things turn around.
Dode Plus disagrees. 93% here for Alliance. And it's hard to feel that they're wrong here. This is a very, very tough game for Navi to take control of. As they have continuing to fall further behind. No real answer to deal with an Eco Baby Void. And as you touched on before, just trying to show again why this hero is one that you've got to be very prepared for if you're going to go against Lions. We've seen a fair few boys really struggled to have as much impact as Nico Baby has in his first 30 minutes, and you know, Nico Baby absolutely just showing exactly how you have to play Vincere in the early game.
Yeah. I think the item build has a lot to do with it. If he goes for some, you know, Battlefield Rush or God forbid Midas Maelstrom, we saw that disaster a couple times. You know, Crystallize is gonna have a lot of pace, but then maybe even when he's getting kills, I mean, side of the map since first crossed the river. I mean, he's just always looking for action, and yeah, sure he hasn't found a Chrono in a little, but wow, look where Navi is. 5 heroes in base. The 6th highest level in the game. That's just crazy to me. How long have slowed him down.
I mean, Lions as well. They can. It feels like they can sort of play it chill. You know, at this stage, it's just your voice is so big. You don't really mind where this game goes, as he's always fine. The Chronosphere, the job there's like Storm. It just feels impossible. Like, how's Storm ever going to go into these fights without worrying about being caught out? They try these smokes. As you say, this is the one way that they can make things work. They get this jump on NG. On one of the sort of saving supports. I mean, even now that his heroes are starting to tank up for.
He sniffed the smoke.
Nice smoke, he says.
Yeah, he has some of the best boldness in Dota, but you'd expect him playing the game 15 years.
And they're just going to look to hit back with their own smoke. On the silence. So if Nico catch any of them on the way out, Elite and Pack trying to make their way out. He's going in. I mean, he knows he can. He's chasing Nico. And crossing it down. Got his core. And Crystallize. Hackable. Oh, Crystallize getting shaken. I get pulled away. A big zip in towards the back. Off FNG, Conchin out to S4 with a low sub's already there, sending it back overboard Crystallize.
Tower is under attack.
They don't get the out, but again, they're getting 2 kills, they're getting a core.
Yeah, I mean, Nico Bit, he allows for the back wall. There's a new AC on that, but as long as it's able to get that wall up beforehand, it's just completely negated. 5.5k down the drain. Nico Baby's awareness, mid-fight, leaping onto his Oracle after the storm started. Because Youngji can't get killed if Nico's trading them. So it forces back to bait, well, having use his ultimate, as now G will clear the wave, but it's 2 dead.
Yeah, you know,
3.
Gonna struggle up and put as the goal goes down. Alliance the tier 3s of Navi. What have Navi got to show? It's just each time that they have to do something whilst these ults are down. It feels like that's the only opportunity for Navi. They've got to make a fast play. Try and start things onto the court. Crystallize jumps in and gets taken there. FNG comes up as promised. Youngji goes for onto FNG. Pack turns towards FNG, but FNG is able to turn through. Keeps himself alive. Park kicks the obstacle straight up. FNG surviving, greens apart, healing FNG down. Fine, Crystal. He's going to try and jump back in. Blitz forward. Look for good to target. Crystal trying to beat it to the element. Nico Baby turns with BKB. Bash him out of the game. Die back when his Alliance will take this game 1. And they did it perfectly. As I said, this is one of those games that these teams that try to avoid. You will what Alliance did here, the way they played with and around Nico Baby faces forward, and it takes them away from that.
I don't know what to take away. That was just straight up